they don't. Hello.
I love
it. Welcome. We are so excited today to be talking about Hello Stranger by Lisa Kleypas.
I'm excited. I
am
am
excited.
Dang, I feel left out. Mine are still.
But boxes. You missed the book.
You missed the boxes.
True.
The pink.
Yes.
I've got Ethan and Garrett.
They're so lovely.
This personally is my favorite book of the entire series. And I am very excited to hear everybody in the chat. And of course, my ladies up here, what they thought. We're going to talk all about it today. I've been looking forward to this since we decided we were going to do that this year.
Wow.
So I've been like, yes, this is it. This is it. I'm so thrilled. I mean, I'm always happy, but I'm especially excited today. So welcome, everyone. We've got several people in the comments. Hey, Monica. Hello, Paige. And hello, Affy. We got some friends here. Let's go around, everyone, and you can say who you are, where we can find you, the number of times you've enjoyed this fabulous book, Hello Stranger, and your rating. You want to start us off, Tiffany, since you're up top?
I'm Tiffany. I go by Tiff Talks Pages here on YouTube and Neverland Pixie on Instagram. This is my first time reading Hello Stranger, the whole Ravenel series, really, except for the last book, which is like a linchpin book, I guess. And I rated this 5 stars. This was just I had all of the things that I really like, the class difference, her character. Oh my gosh, I adored them. I absolutely loved it. So yeah, that's where I land on this. This was so good. It felt a little dark too. A little medical drama feel to it as well.
Yes.
Oh gosh, it was so good. Yeah. So this is 5 stars for me. First read.
Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, sorry. And everyone can feel however they want to feel, and I'll still be I feel like I'm putting pressure on people. Sorry. Okay.
You're not.
Next. Okay, good.
I can go.
Great.
I will admit I've had a very busy week, so I'm actually 50% through my reread, but I've already read it. Actually on the 50% mark to the dot. So there you go. But when this is my second time reading it. When I originally read it, I think it was I don't remember what I read. I don't rate books anymore unless they're my favorites. So I honestly don't remember.
Right.
But I think I'm enjoying myself more this time around. I got some butterflies from a kiss I was listening to. I was like, oh, that was good. That was really good. So I think I will admit, I think last time I listened to this, I think I was really distracted and I didn't listen to a lot. I didn't comprehend a lot of it. So I didn't love it. That's probably a me issue, right? So I'm enjoying probably the second time around even better. So
yay.
That's
wonderful. Fun. All right, Christy, I can't wait. I'm scared.
No,
Christy, no. Christy, you're breaking my heart already. Oh, man, here we go. She's going to give it
I know all the comments, too. I'm like, okay.
All right. I got to get ready.
My name's Christy. My channel is Christy Reads a Lot on, everywhere. This is my second time rereading this book. The Ravenels is a whole reread series for me. And it was originally 3 stars, and it's still 3 stars for me. It's my least favorite in the series. And yeah.
Okay. All right.
I just feel like so many other books from Lisa just hit so much better for me.
I do agree with that.
Yeah, I like Garrett as a character. I've liked her more in the other books than I like her in her own book. I love the medical part, like Tiffany said. I loved all of that, the surgeries and the happenings. I just don't like the hero, and I don't like her with him. I don't like how her character kind of changes with him. So I'm sure we'll get into it, but yeah.
Yes. Oh, I'm excited. Oh, that's really interesting. I'm B, by the way, of Mama Needs to Read Romance, which you can find me right here, as well as on Instagram. And I don't know where else, TikTok or something. Not really. I made an account. I haven't done anything with it.
I didn't even know you had a TikTok.
Yeah, because I've done nothing with it. I did one thing, I think. I don't know. I was I've officially made an account. I feel accomplished.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we need to go all follow you now.
No, you don't. You really don't. If you enjoy no content.
That's what friends do.
Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. That's above and beyond. This is my, I want to say 4th reading. So 3rd reread of Hello Stranger, and it's 6 stars. This is one of my favorite historical romances. It just is. So we're gonna have a great discussion today. I'm really excited.
I think we are, because I think everybody's gonna be represented. I see
Yes.
4s. I see some that went
It
up.
fell. It fell.
Well, it fell, and then I just flipped it across the room by accident. I went to
Oh,
grab it, and
no.
I went, whew! Okay, so I need to take a frisbee.
She's gone.
Oh, you're on rollers. I need something like that.
All right, hold on. Sorry.
That was smooth.
Aren't you glad I'm leading?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. And it will hopefully stay up. Okay, it's gonna think about it. I have a holder. Okay, it doesn't
That's
matter.
your own
It
thing
doesn't
to
matter.
say. The book
Doesn't
has
matter.
some things
Maybe
to say.
trade it out with Devil's Daughter and see if it'll stick up where Devil's Daughter is.
There we are.
That's the next one.
loading now. Okay,
I
here we
cannot
are.
wait to see West get some love, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
I
Just
cannot.
put my head in front of me. Okay.
And this is not an instance of like what you're saying about this one, Christy, where like I love him to pieces. I really hope his book stands up to who he's been built so far throughout this series. So
That's a good
I can't
point.
wait for you to get to that
I can't
one.
wait to talk about that next month for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Abby says I didn't end up finishing, but gave it 4 stars the first time I read it. Good to know. Monica says I reread it. I gave it 5 stars the first time. This time, if I'd rated it 4 stars. Lisa says this was my second read, stayed a 5-star. And Paige says first time reading, and I gave it 5 stars. This one really hit for me. So much action for this one with this one. Yeah. And other people that are watching, we have a lot of people watching. If you want to weigh in, feel free. So, yeah. All right. Well, let's start talking a little bit more about it. What would you say? I think we'll just start this way. Initial thoughts. What really stood out to you? What's something you've really been excited to talk about today?
It has a darker, grittier feel, I felt like. So like I'm a big fan of like the Victorian Revel series, or like the Gentleman of St. James, like that kind of like so I like that kind of feel of this book. And I was really excited because I didn't understand why we were like venturing off into 2 characters that aren't really Ravenels, or we've seen her in previous books, but I liked that like their first date when he takes her down to, I guess, like the slums, and they're going through like all of the different like food vendors, and it kind of felt like the other part of the ship in Titanic, like when he takes Rose down, it felt like that, but in a historical, and I loved that about it. That she's very capable, but I think she's one of my favorite like heroines so far in terms of her capability, her being the first like female doctor in the entire, like that's absolutely insane. And the fact that she's like based off a real character. So I liked those like elements of it. Just the feel of it being like a grittier, darker book, even though we know Lisa loves peril and she puts a lot of it in here. But I like that overall tone of the book for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was so excited in learning about the fact that she did base this off of someone. I read an article recently, which I actually linked in my description box if you guys want to read. But it's an interview with Lisa Kleypas. She actually had just come off of, this is what it says in the interview. She'd done the first 3 books. And then she wrote the Friday Harbor series. So she started writing contemporary, and it really sort of changed her, she says, in terms of how she wrote. And she feels like that this is one of her strongest historical romances. This is the first one that she jumped into after having written, contemporary, and how the psychological elements sort of carried over. Just because there are different, obviously when you're going from contemporary to historical, you have to have different issues that you would have to be dealing with. It was fascinating for me to read that. And she had said that, initially she wasn't thinking of including Garrett at all. And it was in the second book when, of the many millions of things she put poor Reese through, she needed a doctor for a minor scene, and said to herself, wouldn't it be interesting if this doctor was a woman? And so she did some research, and she found literally one woman doctor. And so, and the woman's middle name, as I think it said in the epilogue or the author's note as well, is Garrett, which of course is how she actually got her name But I just found that so fascinating that she chose to include her. And then the way that we find out about Ethan. Let's talk about him, actually, then. Character chat. What did you guys think of Ethan, Christy, or anyone?
Tell us.
Ripping off the Band-Aid here.
I don't know. Maybe somebody else should go first. I don't like him.
Oh, you don't have to. I'm sorry. I don't mean to put you on the spot.
No, it's fine.
I feel you.
I don't know. I get the ick from him.
Yeah, there's some. I feel like it's really hard for me to honestly love, maybe it's just me, a historical hero, honestly. Like, I don't like any of Julia Quinn's men. I don't like any of them. Like gross. Like, I don't know. So, like, it's hard for me to love a historical man. So, like, I get that. Christy.
Yeah.
He wasn't my favorite hero ever compared to like the last book. I'm in love with him. I was in love with Gabriel, but like it's really hard for me to fall in love with the historical hero. And I don't know what it was. Just not my cup of tea when it comes to historical man. So sorry, B.
One thing I really liked though about the audiobook is him switching back with his accent, which was like a really good telegraph of like how comfortable he felt with her. But I love like, let's just talk about like I felt reading him like he was like this big, brawny, like scrappy kind of guy, was never given anything, had to work himself from the ground up. But he also has that touch of like, he's not like other guys. He moves through the ranks like so fast. He's, he was just a cusp ahead of everybody. So I liked that. Like, I like characters with prowess. I like characters that are like physically abled because it takes a lot of like discipline to like fashion that. I like that can kind of be in different rooms as well. So like even within like the police department, like he has certain like privileges that other inspectors don't, and he's kind of working behind the scenes. It kind of felt a little mafia, to be honest, with like his relationship with like Jenkins. And then it was like him stalking her. I was like, what's happening? So he had like a dark edge to him that I really liked. But I think above all, what got me with him is that he respected and enjoyed her, like her mind. Although I do have a couple of things to say about their first, I don't know, him teaching her how to fight.
Yeah.
He just had to kind of like needle and whittle her down a little bit. About how she, even from the beginning when he like saves her and he's like, you wouldn't have gotten there fast enough. Like the way that he just kind of has to put her in her place a little bit in the beginning, but I also just took that as like he sees her for all that she is. But I liked that he like enjoyed the fact that she was very accomplished, that she was also very beautiful. I think one of the lines was like, can I respect that like you're professional and very beautiful? Like I like that he got that, unlike all of the other men when she's dealing with having to buffet everyone around her, including her patients. I mean, we saw that in the previous book, so I don't know. I liked his prowess. I like that he's kind of like got a gritty side, but also ultimately, I think in the beginning, it was when they went on their first sort of like date, really, where he talks about like every life is valuable. So I like that he had good morals. Yeah. I like that he could get scrappy. I liked the stalking, the looking out for. He pushed back on her a lot though, and there are a couple of instances where he was a little too broody, I will say, with him like other men, but I enjoyed him because he loved her mind and her assets mentally and fun.
Yeah. I just adored him. And like you said, to paraphrase something like, can I love the woman and the profession? I love that. And I think with the whittling her down, as you mentioned, with the fighting, I noticed that a lot of his irritation was directed more towards her instructor. And I'm glad that he spoke to her and he was so upfront. He's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you preparing her for? You need to know that she's capable of much more. I loved those scenes. And another thing, you talked about how he cares about people. I love at one point when she wants to take credit for some of the fighting that she did. And he goes, look, that's great. But there's this guy who, if he gets credit for having taken this man down, he's going to get a bonus and it's going to really help his family. And
I liked that. I did like that.
he's thinking about that. And I think we also get a touch of just how intelligent he is and how what's intuitive, I would say too. He can read a person. Like when he goes not to Jenkin, but one of the other higher ups, and he's giving the background and he's showing him and he's realizing, oh man, this guy, he's somehow in league. Like he's not having the reaction that I thought. I found it really interesting to see him interacting with Jenkin and Gamble too, especially when Gamble's like, I'm going to be the last man standing. And he's like, why are we doing this? You know, I thought that was fascinating. And speaking about, you know, for me, I really love a fierce heroine, and I love it when it feels like they're on the same plane. Like if there's somebody higher up, it doesn't always work for me. In historicals, it does a little bit more because of the time, but I feel like they were very well matched, and they succeeded so well in their field. And also, I love how, as we mentioned, he respected her so much, but she, in the end, saves him from Jenkin
multiple times.
Right? You know, and even at that very end, I just love that. And I love the very last scene with the whistle too. I just loved everything about this book, clearly. But you know, I loved Ethan. I thought he was great.
Creative steam. I mean, they couldn't move. I was like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
I was quiet. Yes. I'm never quiet when I read. I was like, what? You know, anyway.
And when he believes that he's going to die and he calls her, and I love that she, you know, the unmarked carriage. She's like, what's one of Pandora's words? And then the guy's like, flopulous or whatever he said.
That was so funny.
But his little speech when he thought he was about to die, and he's like, your shadow is sunlight to me. And I was like, this is so good.
I also like her soft moments. Like, speaking of character works, because I think when we have like heroines that are fierce, they seem to have like one note. And I loved the moments that we got with her and like Helen, like where she's like kind of having like a girl chat moment with her, you know, and you know, she's warning her he could be a bad guy. We don't really know what side of the fence he's on. He could be responsible for this death. But I liked that kind of like vulnerable moments that we got, that she just tells him, like, can we just see where this goes? Like, no expectations. You know, I liked those little like softer bits of her, even when she's, you know, giving directives for her father's care and everything. Yes. Like I did like that she had some dimension to her. And really, even in you know, her boss at the hospital, like directing her to take a break or like have an affair, do something. I did like to see, because she's so like on top of it, like even when she's about to be attacked, you know what I mean? She's like, I got this. I have cane training, you know what I mean? And I like those like softer bits of her, those unsure bits of her. Yeah. And then like when she just kind of gets the wind taken out of her sails and her like just day-to-day monotony after meeting him, like I liked those moments as well. But I'm so curious to hear Christy's thoughts. I'm dying. Because there were parts where I was like, well, yeah.
Wait, which part?
Okay, so when
yeah,
so no, about Ethan. So
I'm loving this.
When she first takes him like back to her place, and like when she asks about like, can we just see where this goes? Some of his protestations with her, like when he protests her. Also, I thought of like that cane scene when they're going back and forth. And then what was the one part at the house? There's like 3 distinct moments where I was like, oh, I just want to know what you think.
Christy?
Wait, what? I'm like, which parts are we talking about, though?
She gets hit, like, especially with their like physical intimacy, she's really needing all of that.
Yeah.
Like she's really good. I'm like, are we getting on our knees and are we begging men? Are we begging men now? But I think that he really needed her to take the lead, I guess, in those situations. But like, she's really like the force with that, and she's really putting her vulnerability on the line in those moments. I enjoyed that. I really did.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
But I mean, I liked her. I don't know. I feel like she should be like up on this pedestal, and he should be like trying to work for her more, and he didn't work enough for her. And the times, like, kind of the moments of him kind of knocking her down a peg or whatever, and just kind of like being like, I know better, I know how to do this better. I'm like, sir, no, you don't. Okay. This is the first female physician. I think she knows what's going on better than you. Like, sit down and just enjoy being in her presence. Like, I wanted him to be more like that.
Yeah.
Personally.
Remember when West asks her, like, you know Latin? And she's like, I'm a doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I love that. She's like, I am a doctor. Yes, I know Latin. Like, why are we in the cemetery?
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's just
yeah, exactly.
I can do that.
Yeah,
I love it. Some of the comments we got: Ethan is okay, not my favorite, but he can stay.
Yeah.
Effie says Ethan was like Devin for me, just average. Monica says Ethan Ransom was short-sighted about the Ravenels and his reaction to Garrett initially. Yeah. Gwen says, I love the fact that he was all about protecting her. The front door melted me. Yes.
And then just throw that out there, like, he owns and sells like blueprints or whatever. Like, so I like how that's a Lisa thing. I like when she does stuff like that. So like, not only is like, this is like such a feeble freaking lock. It's not because, I don't know, he's always been working under Jenkins. It's because he has this other thing that we're not aware of. Like,
right.
That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. Paige says, Ethan just had that rough around the edges vibe that I just love in my heroes, but he also respected Garrett for who she was. He didn't want to change her. I loved that aspect. Yes. Her taking care of him is my favorite part. I loved West in this book as well. Yes. Oh, West.
I haven't gotten to the West part again.
Yes.
I just recently listened to the scene where he was like, West better not be with you. Oh, hell no. I'll kill him. Because I think Helen was like, oh, I want you to meet West. And Ethan was like, hell no. But I can't have you. He can't have you either.
That's right. I feel like West hasn't had a chance to shine this much since maybe the first book. And I loved how much West we got, especially like when he's giving his blood and everything. I mean, it was perfect. It was perfect.
We feel like reformed West. This is like, he's full farmer mode. He's like, I just love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Affy says, I liked seeing the vulnerable parts of Garrett. She felt very one note in other books. Lisa says, Ethan knew he was in a dangerous situation, and he was hesitant to pursue the relationship to protect her.
That's how I like. And, because I will always die on this hill. I love a hero that he knows he's not good enough, but he don't care. I don't want to hear about we can't be together and the hemming. I don't want the angst to be about that. Like, I like a hero that's like, no, I'm not good enough, but you're not going anywhere. And maybe he gets a little dark and twisty about like cornering her. I like that kind of stuff within reason. I think my consent things have changed over the years, but like, I did like that about, so he protests a little bit too much while also towing the line of like, still like his main thing is protecting her. And I absolutely adore that. So like, even at the party when Jenkins is there and he already knows of her and the kind of jig is up where they have to like work together, he allows her to do that. He doesn't say like, no, you can't help me, pick this lock and break in, or like he doesn't sideline her. So I did like that. He was like willing to work with her, and he was just, in awe of her capabilities. I liked that he wanted to like stroke that sort of like feminine side of her, because she's so used to like having to basically assert her like ability to do things. And so I really liked that in the beginning. But I didn't like the whole like we just can't see each other. I wanted him to kind of maybe find a sneaky way, which he did.
I love it. He's always like, this is the last time you're going to see me. She's like, you always say that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here, let's get a little hypothetical. Who would have been better for Garrett, Ethan or West? Or even, let's get crazy, Tom Severin.
No, Tom Severin is only with one woman, and you can never.
Same with West. I'm like, no.
Hell no.
Okay, so strong feelings coming out the gate. Okay.
I started the next one, and that is just the dynamic between West and her. I love that because
I
it's
do
like
too.
she's
Wait till the
angry
next
at him.
Wait till the next book. Wait till the next book.
Literally.
I think the first read of this for me, I definitely did wonder for a split second. I'm like, are we going a different direction now? Is this going to be Garrett and West?
That's what everybody's problem was in the first book. He's like, I come back home and y'all are chummy and laughing and eating breakfast together, and he's walking around shirtless and farming now. Like, what is happening? I loved that in the first book. Like,
yes. Well, again, I had the benefit of reading the interview. This was before they had she'd published or even finished writing the fifth one. And then, of course, she was planning Cassandra's book. And the seventh one, I wasn't even talked about, of course. But people were wondering, like, they were all thinking they knew Garrett was going to have her own book. And they're just like, okay, who's it going to be? Because they didn't even think of Ethan Ransom for the most part. They're like, what? They thought that was out of nowhere. Right. But everybody was like, West or Severin. So it was kind of fun to read. I actually went on Goodreads and read a bunch of old comments from years ago, back and forth of who's going to be the better one for her, West or Severin. I was like, that's fascinating. So
definitely Ethan, because when you think about West would come along, I like at the end where he says this isn't going to be conventional. I think she would definitely need that. I do see her in the city with her practice. Like, that's where she's best suited. That's where she's doing the most good. I don't see her going out into the country to be with Wes. And then all of the duties that come along with like the Ravenel name. So it's like, I do like how Ethan can kind of straddle that. Like, he is a Ravenel without all the duties. He still has the money. I also love when she's like, well, I can support us. He's like, you don't need to support us. So I liked how he's sort of, and then now at the end, he's the assistant inspector or whatever. So they're both like keenly, I like that you brought that up. They're both really good at what they do. And they're both in the city. And she's able to do that with him. Yeah. I liked that.
Absolutely. We've got a couple comments here. I want to make sure that I don't skip anything. Affy says Tom and Garrett would have cannibalized each other. They both have very strong personalities. Yes. And Kleypas commented, she's like, they're both kind of too cerebral and like remote to really, they needed someone to balance each other out. Gwen says Wes would have not challenged her enough. Interesting. She would have gotten bored with him. I could see that.
Remember he had to drug her. She was not with the Huber at some point. She was like, I'd like you to hand me the instruments that I asked for. I was like, yes.
I loved those scenes. Oh my gosh. That was amazing. I can't even think of everything that he said, but he was like, do animals count? And then he said something about like, I usually deal with 4 legs. You've only got 2. This is easy.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love it. Paige says Ethan was perfect for Garrett. West's inner comment about a red-haired woman at the end of the book made it clear he has his mind on someone else.
Absolutely.
I loved that scene. I thought that was so dear.
And I loved her in a previous book where she has that moment at the dinner table when she's talking about, like, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a thoughtful woman. I liked that. So I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, you're going to love it so much. I loved the scenes between Phoebe and Gabriel in Devil in Spring for sure. And to see her kind of a playful side come out, but it's neat to see her too as a daughter in the next book coming up and seeing her conversations with Sebastian were really cool. You're going to love it. You're going to love
it.
Oh, how about her father going to Sebastian and Evie's? That was so funny. And she's like, I don't know if my dad's going to want to do that. And he's like, I'm going. Yeah. I can't wait to go. Oh my God.
He's the best.
Can you say a little story about that? That would be, I would love to read. That
yes.
So lovely. Oh my God.
I love that Kleypas opted to do that. Just, we just kind of know in the background that Sebastian's still sort of involved.
She knows what the people want.
Yeah.
She absolutely
smart woman.
Sprinkle him in there.
Fleeced okay. St. Vincent, you fleeced him.
Yes. And what was it? Oh, what, a chicken joke or something like that he kept
Oh my God.
That was
Every
adorable.
time. That was so sweet. I loved
That
that.
was so sweet. Yes, that was a fun touch. Ethan is best for Garrett, says Tallyanne. They feel like equals. They're good at balancing their family work dynamic. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Okie doke. Let's see. Favorite scene. What do you think?
Ooh.
I know we're sort of talking about this along as we go, but what do we think? Is anything that stands out?
I actually really loved their first like kind of spicy scene in her office or her laboratory. Laboratory.
Yes.
And even to like the little interlude of her dad being like, where is she? And the baby being like, she has a broken tabula or
Oh,
something.
yeah, what was it again?
Yeah.
Sibling bone. That was hilarious.
No, but I just loved seeing like I loved that moment. Like I feel like for the first time she felt like desired really by somebody, and as someone who can really relate to that, I did enjoy that part. So I really did enjoy that part. So
mine are odd because they're not like romance specific. I love this. I love the blood transfusion. I was like, this is cool. I love when she does this. Like when she researches something and like gets an idea and like puts it in the book. That was really cool. She did, and the fact that like you're kind of, this is an area of expertise for her, but she's still kind of like winging it and going with her gut. I loved seeing her like do the thing that she's there to do. But it's also like, it's Ethan, and she's like, I don't even know how this contraption works. Like, she's like, I wish she would have stayed. Like, I loved that part of it.
Yes.
Doesn't she have to like literally make an incision and go in and like put it together with her own bare hands? It was very like historical Grey's Anatomy. I was like, Christina Yang. I was like so excited reading that part. That made me like thrilled. And then also, you know, I love the third act peril. I love how like Lisa gets that going. I loved that it wasn't Ethan laying in the bed, but it was like the other guy. That like, so cool. So I loved that whole thing because he knew they were coming. So I did like that like last fighting scene. And of course she got him with the poker. That was like another instance. That was cool. Like those were like poignant for me.
Yeah. That's what sticks out to me too, is the whole medical drama of it all. I loved her doing like the operation, the surgery. Like I also earlier this week had binged The Pit, which is like a medical show, which is amazing. And that show's so good. And so this one, because it's like set in the ER and it's like every episode is 1 hour of their shift. So the whole season is just one shift in the ER. So good. But anyway, so this was reminding me of that because I love the like medical surgery operation bit of it all. Like it just was so good.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, they said Kleypas, when she was doing the interview, she said that was the most difficult part, was writing the medical scenes well. I thought that was fascinating. Yeah. And I love piggybacking on what Avery was just talking about with the laboratory. I love how she comes back later and finds the violets in her test tubes.
Oh.
And the fact that he's, you know, he talks about how he thinks of violets when he thinks of her because she can grow anywhere and she's such a strong flower. Oh, I just loved it so much.
Yes, Tally, the eating street food. That's my Rose Titanic moment right there. I love that. And then I love how she's like, I don't want to try the spaghetti. I don't know what that is.
Oh my gosh, the spaghetti.
Like, it wasn't called that. And she
called it worms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worms. With cream. She's like, no. I love it.
Oh my gosh. For me too, I just loved, honestly, the whole book. I know I'm not allowed to say that as an answer, but let's start at the very beginning. I mean, from the beginning, I'll remember, and I probably shared this before because it's just ridiculous, but I think I was doing dishes the very first time I ever was listening to this book. And just for my own fun, like they describe the way that Kleypas describes the fight. I was just sort of moving that way just to see how it worked. Because have you ever, I hear people do that during love scenes. They're like,
How does this
How
work?
did that go? What?
Where are all the
I
pieces
really-
putting together?
Yeah. And so I'm like doing it. I'm like, wow, this is actually really fun and cool. But one of my favorite lines, I think about it every time I hear the one, almost probably when everyone talks about it like a Tuesday. They're like, oh yeah, it'll be on Tuesday. I always hear Ethan Ransom in my mind going, only on Tuesdays. Because that was when he followed her. Only on Tuesdays. I think about that all the time.
Cute.
But anyway, the whole book. But from the get-go, she starts off with super fun action. You realize you're somewhere in a book that's not going to be the norm. And I love it. And we get our Ethan Ransom. And I love that, you can see sparks, like hints of him sort of falling for her in earlier books, and then it comes to fruition. So yeah, I've got some great answers here too. I don't want to forget. Affy says, my favorite scene was when he blurbed out his feelings because he thought he was going to die. I know. Oh, so good. Everything from the moment she arrives and finds him near death through the operation and the blood transfusion. Yes. Also the training scenes. They had some sexy moments while training. Yes, they did. And what doesn't because the French, the fencer is not a fan of Ethan. And I love when she says something like, I'm just about to kill him, or I'm just about to maim him or something. And he goes, you're gonna have to make this good because he's gonna watching me.
I literally said, I think she said like she was gonna knee him in the balls. I'm about to
that's what it was.
That's what it was. He's like, good.
I did like the scenes where like, oh, I'm like, what is it? Like, it's just so glorious for her to just have help. Like when Wes is saying like, we need to get out of here. And she's like, we can't move him. And he's like, oh, we got all that taken care of. And like, I just thinking about just the times they were in, like the fact that they had a private train, that they could clear everything out, move him, all the equipment that she needed, send her father away. Then we have Winterborn there. It was just like, I did love that for her. I'm like, oh my gosh. So, and then they're like going through some cemetery because that's like the private stop of the train. And I'm like, how freaking decadent. It was just like,
that was
it definitely they have the right connections, the Ravenels. They have pieced it together perfectly for them.
It was so lovely. I was like, this is just so nice. Let them help you. Yeah.
Wasn't that fascinating too? It never occurred to me that they had like a private stop at the cemetery for the trains and that they had them still organized by class.
Yes, they did.
That had to be true.
Oh yeah. I was like, wow.
That was fascinating. I love when she adds things like that in and we get to learn a little bit about the time period.
It does speak to me. I mean, yeah, a lot of my favorite moments are Garrett specific and like really historically positioned because I think that does say a lot. Also, I did like how just the additives in the author's note, like when he's falling to his death in the Thames, like when I'm reading Julianne Long, like her Grand Palace at the Thames series, but hearing Lisa describe how it was so toxic that it sizzled like soda is just like ghastly to me. Like that, absolutely, like that was, I know, like that's crazy to me.
Yeah,
him falling in there specifically, him just falling could have taken him out, let alone being shot.
Yeah. Oh man. Paige says they're date eating the street food and her operating on him to save his life when everyone was telling her he wasn't going to make it. She just couldn't give him up without a fight. And I actually want to speak to that scene too, because what did you all think of, and his name of course escapes me at the moment, the doctor, not Garrett, the other one. The older gentleman who is, so fond of her. I think you even mentioned his name already today, but he opts not to support her because he feels like it doesn't go along with their, not vows, for lack of a better term, not vows, but you know what I mean? He's like, we're trying to do no harm. We're trying to uphold a certain ethic. And, you're not doing that. I'm not going to watch this man suffer. I'm out. And so
I respected him for doing that because he treated her like a colleague.
Mm.
He followed her. He didn't shut it down, and he also didn't just like give in because it was Garrett. Like that was his professional opinion. He treated her like an adult, like a professional. He told her, "This is not at the best interest of the patient. Like I've seen this happen. You have not seen this happen. We don't know how blood swapping works." Like he told her, but he also left his apparatus.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
But let me just step out of the room.
Exactly. Like he's like, I have to go. I can't be professional. And he let her know this is the weight of the decision. If you go through with this and it doesn't go well, all of the work that you've done, like all the example that you are, like he treated her like an adult, like a colleague. And I respected that and he left the equipment. So I was like, you know.
Yeah.
That's a great point. That's awesome. Gwen says, I wish that during the first lovemaking, we had the character's point of view rather than Lisa's. Neither character has any internal dialogue. Yeah, I would have been better for that. You're right. As a doctor, having knowledge of female pleasure, wouldn't she be all about examining what was happening to her? That would have been really interesting.
It's funny because I think my first thought of that was when she's talking about the sponge. And it's like and this is after she's talking to this woman about like the different, methods of contraception and like, why are you letting religion? But in practice, I liked how I remember in that scene, like Lisa kind of describes like, what was it? It was like the feeling or the smell of it because it was like lemon sponge. So it was like, she knows about it, but in practice, like that kind of like she was a little like coy about it, like, oh, it's a sponge, you know what I mean? She's taking precautions, but like she was so sure that that's what she wanted to do with him. So it was like a vulnerable moment, like, but I would have liked a little bit more of that because that felt like, oh, the knowledge, but doing it in practice feels like completely different. And I would have liked more nods of that too, or experiments. This is reminding me of was of Colin and what is that in Spindle Cove? Series?
Oh yes, Minerva.
Oh.
Minerva.
Yeah, experiments would have been fun.
Yes, it's so funny because I'm literally just this afternoon reading The Duke Gets Even by Joanna Shoup for our next week book club.
Because that would have been this character and like Wes, like Colin and Minerva, like
right? Yeah. But learning all about the sponges and the lemon juice and all this business, and I'm like, wow, this is a lot of the same thing that I'm hearing at the same week.
You ever feel like, okay, so say like, because I was thinking about reading Ashley Poston's book. If you just woke up for like a day, okay, do you think you could like hack it with all of our historical romance knowledge? Okay, like say you were like, you know what I mean, plopped onto St. James. We'd have to get to time periods too. But it's like, I feel like I know enough. I couldn't look like this, but I feel like I know enough. Like, could you get through like a story like one day in Lisa Kleypas like land? Could you like that in one of her books? Like
I would say only if I was like put into one of her characters' bodies instead of myself.
Oh,
like where am I in this era? Like, am I time lady? Am I nothing? Like, what would it entail? So I
would do a day at Stony Cross Park.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the story, I'd have to be protected. So, like in the fictional world of Lisa Kleypas, like, could you? I think we do pretty good.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Knowledge, at least combined, we'd have to be able to like meet up like Wallflowers and like share deeds.
Yeah,
because but I think we would do pretty well because there is a lot of crossover when it comes to the time period and you're jumping in and out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh,
she likes her blankie.
She's so
was she sleeping in the blanket?
Oh, going back to Regency or Victorian, hopefully not. Yeah, the Victorian era reading. I could get along for at least a day. Yeah, I'm like just what in this and like I'm talking so and then that's a different shade. So if we're in Lisa Kleypas. A day in Lisa Kleypas land, that would be.
Yeah.
Loretta Chase.
Like, let me just be like a fly on the wall, watching, taking my notes, like a reality show you're watching. Maybe I'd do that.
Like I wouldn't do Elizabeth Hoyt's Maiden Lane. I'll tell you that.
I'm reading that series for the first time. I just finished them.
What?
I've read a few books in the series.
Phoebe's.
I've read Phoebe's, and I've read her
Silences.
the one previous to that, and I read the first book, and then I decided, you know what, I want to read all of them. So I just finished my Phoebe reread. So now
books 2 and 3 are some of my favorites.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be on St. Giles. There's too much going on down there.
I thought about that. I was reading this. I was like, I'm not. No, I want to be Phoebe though. Give me James Trevelyan all day long.
Oh, because Phoebe's comfortable. I'd do that too, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, what about what Tallyanne says? I'd like to wake up in any Lisa Kleypas beach scene, please.
Oh,
let's do Pandora on the beach with Gabriel. Let's do that.
There's just a beach. There's a beach scene in Phoebe's book too. In the in that one was so good.
That's when they go back to his like hometown, right? Or
yes,
is that when he takes her back? Yeah,
I know we're talking about a whole different series right now, but like,
yeah,
I eat that shit.
That one's so good.
And I can't remember. Is it Helen that misses like the lunches, like at home, like their like tea time at home? Because it's like, I forget what she talks about, like missing going home for like tea time. I forget what character that is. It's Pandora. Pandora misses going home because of the I just love that.
I wanted more of the Ravenels in this one, honestly, which I feel like that affected my reading too, because I feel like this one is so isolated away from them, like that main whole group of characters, until later on they come in for reasons because of things that are revealed and all that, but I wanted more of their time because I missed all of them.
Were you surprised when we find out that it is about a Ravenel after all? Or no, were we not surprised? Were there enough like, gee, your eyes look just like the Ravenels?
Well, I feel like Lisa Kleypas just keeps hitting us with these, like she did it in the previous series a couple times, I feel like. So I'm like, the fires and the people being maybe who they didn't think they were related to, like, we get you, girl, okay?
Yeah, paperwork. I'm like, Lansby Trefford, okay, Lisa. Yeah.
So it wasn't the big surprise that we thought it might be.
No.
The story, and
of course he's uber wealthy and has all these connections. Like, of course he does, of course.
And then she has to hit us across the mouth with like his backstory. I'm like, okay, Lisa, like how he is. I'm like, Jesus,
it's like not since
Stark and like
not since Kev Mary Penn, where they're like, you have a castle.
Oh yeah, that's who I thought of. Yeah, I was like, of course.
That was another one that was like way out of left.
You're now titled and like, yeah.
You've got all this land and a castle.
Yeah.
Wow.
The same thing happened with the Tessadaires, the Castles Ever After series, and all those girls getting castles. That was weird.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that just reminds. Affy said I wouldn't mind a day in a Tessadaire.
Oh yes, because there'd be some funny animal moments. It'd be hilarious. I'd go to Spindle Cove. Because
I live in Spindle Cove.
Business, okay, it's other women. Like I would do Spindle Cove.
I would do Spindle Cove. Yeah. Let's do Spindle Cove. There we go. I think we figured it out.
Although I love the Girls Ever After too, like their friend groups when they'd have their little lunches, and those are good too.
Oh yes. Oh yes, absolutely.
I want to be the girl, the first one, when she has the beast blind man and living in her castle. Give me that one. I'll be her. I will be her. I get a castle, get a dark, broody blind man who's obsessed with me. Hell yeah.
I love that book.
Yeah.
I love that book.
Yes. Good one.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I just found that signed by Tessadaire.
Oh, and fun.
It's really cool, but it's to a gal named Carolyn. So I'm just like, call me Carolyn, I guess. I don't know.
That's your middle name, obviously.
Yes. Now
only your real friends call you that.
I've done the first Maiden Lane book signed too, but it's just someone else.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy with a signature, even if it's someone.
I miss finding. Oh my gosh, I miss finding these books like for $50, $1.50. Signed copies. It's hard to find them now.
I just found one the other day. I got for 50 cents. It's signed by Mary Jo Putney, and it just says "Happy Holidays, Mary Jo Putney."
That's an oldie.
Going home with me. Yes.
That's fun.
I think the biggest one that I found that I was shocked by was I think I bought it for literally $9. It was a signed version of Twilight at a Half Price Books.
What?
Oh, that's fun.
It's the special edition one that comes in a box set that's honestly ugly, but like apparently it's special edition.
Hoa, hoa, hoa. Oh
That's
my
fun. I
God.
love
That's
that.
cool. That's
I'll send y'all pictures later because the dog's sleeping on me, but I have it.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I was $9. They had no idea that
That's fun.
They had no idea that was signed.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's so fun.
I know we sort of touched on this, but how does the author's portrayal of the non-aristocratic characters and setting enrich this story? Or do you think it does? I personally enjoyed it, especially if you kind of get tired of the same old titled kind of deal. Of course, then we find out he might be a little bit on the side. But what did you think about that and the difference?
I
think I liked it. I like being away from like the ballrooms and all the like very classic, like of Regency type of time frame. So I like the class difference of it all and seeing this different side of the society. So I like those characters. I think she does it well. I think she's an author who does it well.
Absolutely.
And I like how her father's cared for, like the woman that kind of helps sneak him in because he's a patient. And how she goes along with her father when they go to St. Vincent's for at the beach house. Like I liked that character a lot. I can't remember.
I can't either, but I know. Yeah, she was great.
She was boisterous and and very frank and very forward. So I liked her.
I love it when Kleypas writes characters like that. I mean, we just saw one similar, I think, in Devil in Spring, Pandora's Lady's Maid. I think that was her title. But yeah, I found her to be kind of hilarious because of the way she would talk to Pandora. And then, as you may remember, Gabriel's like, she's too formal or, familiar with you. And then they're like, well, she said that I should marry you. And he's like, I love her. Which I thought was great. Oh my goodness. Lee goes, where are y'all finding these signed books? I find them at
bookstores.
The bookstore dig.
Used bookstores specifically.
I'm thinking used bookstores. And I think more and more, at least for me, I think used bookstores, it was before Bridgerton. I think they're getting more in the know about what they have when it comes to romance, where before I was kind of getting away with like, they don't really know what they have. Thank you for like this entire series for $3. You know what I mean? And I'm like walking away with this deal. I think there's a little bit more insight now into like this little, these are for whatever reason, because they're popular or whatever. But
And if it's newer authors, like I don't know if she's still doing. I'm assuming she does because she's done it for years. Like Tessa Dare signs books at the Ripped Bodice, the California location, because she lives around there. So like you can buy signed copies of her books. I think they do them usually like around the holidays. They'll have like the shop on the website, open and get signed books from her because I've gotten a few that way. And so like and Julia Quinn, I know she signs books at her local bookstore in Seattle. So like some of those newer historical romance authors do sign books still.
I love that. That reminds me of Abby Jimenez getting in trouble not too long ago in Target for writing in books, and she had to explain that they were hers and she was signing them as the author. But people thought she was just, ruining books.
Oh no.
Big trouble.
Oh my God.
Y'all better recognize.
I know.
Right?
She's holding it up. It's me.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
I'll never forget that. Oh my gosh. Well, are there any other thoughts or feelings about Hello Stranger that we need to talk about before we tease our next book? Any other thoughts or feelings?
I just love
it. I love it.
I love Garrett, love the medical drama, and it was very gritty. I love that.
Yeah, I'm probably just going to reread this every year. I just enjoy it. I do. But we've got this fabulous one coming up, a fan favorite, Devil's Daughter, featuring the fabulous West and Phoebe. And this is, of course, book 5 of the Ravenels, or the Ravenels, depending on how you pronounce it. Refresh my memory. Who is hosting this one? Oh,
my favorite.
Oh, it's your favorite. Well, I gave it a 3. That's what I did.
That's fine. You're just not invited to the group chat now. Like, sorry, B, I lost the link. No,
I'll be in the
just
chat.
kidding.
I will be in the chat.
Yeah. No, I totally get it.
No, I love this one. I love this one too. I love this
I've started it. I'm excited.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
I will say, I think one of the reasons why I love that one so much, Little Teaser, is like, I think that's one of the first ones with kids involved.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So, and I love the kids. I love kids and romances. So
Yeah.
I love that part. So look forward to that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't see Karis all that much in the second one, but yeah, he's really the really featured in this one. It's so fun. The single mom, very rare to find in historical romance, especially.
Right.
Yeah, well, that'll be
Excited.
on October 12th, right? That's going to be great at 4:00 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, right? I think, yeah.
Yes. Yep.
So that'll be good. Yay! Yeah, this was so
Excited.
fun. I'm so glad you guys joined us. All right, well, I think that's a wrap, everybody. Are we ready to say goodbye until October 12th?
We need to figure out when we're making some of these recipes in the back.
Oh!
I was just looking at that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love when she includes fun stuff like that.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes. One of
Ooh.
the holiday one, the last one. But yes.
Yeah.
The one in the back of Devil's Daughter feels very fall-ish. I guess it's supposed to be summer vegetables, but it just seems very fall, like the veggie soup.
Oh, yes.
Do that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully next time Rachel will join us. We want to say
Yes.
break a leg to Rachel today.
Yes.
In Waitress.
Yes. So
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that with her next time. I know
Because
we're gonna
Very
Rachel
proud of
does-
her.
Rachel
Very
West
proud of her.
reads and sings. Okay.
Yes.
Reads and
Yes.
sings. I'm very happy for her
Yeah.
too.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. This was lovely. Yeah, so thankful. And everybody that came by in the chat. Awesome. Loved hearing all your thoughts. Loved gushing about my favorite couple. And we'll see you next month. Yeah. All right. Well, you take care.
Bye.
Bye.